Now on Coast TV News.
More calls and more resources. The Ocean City Fire Department busier than ever. How they're making sure first responders have the support they need.
Defining open space in Lewes. We're breaking down the city's plans to redefine and improve public access to these areas.
Georgetown goes green. Learn how planting native wildflowers benefit both your neighborhood and the planet.
Beachside Hotel, a massive project in Rehoboth, is back on the table. How it could change the look of the boardwalk.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
The stress on the Ocean City Fire Department has grown this past year. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with startling data from the Ocean City Fire Department.
New tonight, a new report revealed just how many more calls Fire Department ran last year and at a cost. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappe shows us what the department is doing to handle it.
Working as a first responder, especially in a town like Ocean City, isn't easy. Jeff Fries has seen firsthand how stressful it can be.
The demand on our professionals is extreme these days, given everything that's going on in the world.
Recently, the Ocean City Fire Department released new data showing their already busy job only got busier. In 2022, the fire department ran 6,524 calls. But in 2023, that increased to 7,462 calls, almost 1,000 more calls compared to the year prior. Ocean City Chief Richard Bowers says that impacts his crews.
Additional stress that is, placed on our first responders is when we run significant call after significant call after significant call, but also we run multiple calls at the same time.
The good news is Chief Bowers says more part-time employees and volunteers are on board, and the department has a therapy dog program providing comfort and relief. They also have a peer support group that helps firefighters and paramedics should they have a tough day. And with these supports helping the department, Fries thinks these additions will help the department greatly.
I think it's a fabulous idea. I grew up with German Shepherds my whole life, and not from a therapy standpoint, but I think pets can provide a tremendous amount of support and relief and just comfort to an individual. So I think it's a wonderful idea.
The Ocean City Fire Department hopes they don't have to open up these garage doors as much this summer season. I'm Kevin Zappe in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
Staying with the OC Fire Department, right now the department's new firehouse on 65th Street and Coastal Highway is under construction. The facility was designed to improve efficiency, reduce response times, and have improved training for firefighters. It features advanced safety measures such as ventilated gear storage and a decontamination suite to clear off damaging chemicals from gear. Firefighters say the firehouse will serve as a central hub for quick responses and critical care, ensuring community safety. That building is expected to be in use this fall.
And on the topic, it brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know, how safe do you feel with your local fire department?
Let's take a look at the updated results from last news hour. So far, if we can see 68% say very safe. That's actually gone up a little bit since 5 o'clock. 21% say somewhat, and 11% say less safe.
And it's easy to vote if you want to get into this poll, be a part of it. You can go to coasttv.com or use our Coast TV mobile app. As Lewes continues to grow and more land is developed, the city is trying to determine what the open space that still remains should look like. In the newsroom is Coast TV News anchor Mallory Metzner. Mallory, the goal is to make open space accessible to the public and centrally located.
The Open Space Subcommittee has been hard at work writing a definition for open space during its meetings this year. This applies to residential and commercial developments. One example is the 4th Street Preserve. Take a listen. The Planning Commission subcommittee said today that developers should be extending or enhancing open space that's already on their property rather than trying to create new space. In the current city code, open space areas have to make up at least 20% of the total development property. The subcommittee is talking about how much of that to make active space where kids can exercise. One person we spoke with says it's heartbreaking to see wildlife disrupted and that open space makes a huge difference.
It's one of the reasons why we live here, because we have the beautiful paths and the proximity to the bay and to the ocean and to the park. It's great for me, it's great for my dogs. My family loves to come visit.
The Open Space Subcommittee will further discuss the definition of open space during its meeting next Thursday. Maddie, Charlie.
Thank you, Mallory. Let's stay in Lewes. The city's environmental subcommittee is going to be meeting to discuss improving protections for local wetlands on Monday. The goal is to revise the wetland buffer ordinance by suggesting adjustments to safeguard zones and buffer sizes. It's to better regulate activities and preserve these critical ecosystems. The meeting is going to take place at 1 p.m.
Let's go ahead and take a live look right now outside into Ocean City. Our first alert chief meteorologist Paul Williams joins us now with a look at our forecast. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Maddie. And because we had the wonderful opportunity of more cloud cover, particularly throughout the apex hours of the afternoon, that allowed us to escape or dodge the bullet of multiple severe storms. So the lack of the storms, that's a good thing. Our Bay Health camera in Dover, highlighting just what we're talking about. The thick cloud cover just shielded us away from the sun and didn't allow the sun to cook the atmosphere just perfectly to produce those storms. So we're going to drop to 61 degrees by 10 o'clock. Now, we do have a couple of things to pass along to you. First of all, our severe threat has been downgraded from a level 2 down to a level 1, which is minimal. And I mean, it's not even covering all of Sussex County for that matter. Seaford, and then to the south down towards Chincoteague, that's about it. We do have a coastal flood watch that's active for Sussex County till 4 o'clock Saturday, along with a small craft advisory with 20-mile-per-hour winds along the shore for Sussex County as well as Ocean City all the way down towards Chincoteague. Now, we'll have more on your full forecast for tonight's storm, but until then, back to you, Maddie.
In Delaware, a major initiative underway to restore and protect 29 miles of our bay beaches. Next week, Senator Tom Carper says he'll unveil $10 million in funding for beach protection. The goal is to help build storm protection systems to those communities like Slaughter Beach and Lewes, and it's all about stopping the erosion there. The $10 million specifically goes to engineering, design, and construction of bay beach systems by the Army Corps of Engineers.
In Rehoboth, the city is getting ready for its municipal election. The city wants to fill 2 board commissioner seats. The terms are 3 years long. The deadline for candidates to file a nominating petition, that is June 3rd. The city says nominating petitions are required 10 to 25 signatures from qualified electors of the city. We have more information on ballots, requirements, and important dates on our website.
2 important municipal elections are taking place this Saturday. In Georgetown, the polls are open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the Sussex County Department of Elections. The candidates for mayor are the current mayor, Bill West, and Angela Townsend. Meanwhile, South Bethany, voting at Town Hall is open from 9 to 3. For mayor, the candidates are Tim Shaw and Edith Dondero. South Bethany voters are also voting for council seat candidates.
Listen to this. Here in Delaware, a new bill was introduced to protect the state's non-tidal wetlands. If you don't know, non-tidal wetlands are important for preventing floods and preserving wildlife. The state wants to establish its own rules for these areas instead of relying on federal rules. This comes as some federal protections have weakened, leaving important lands at risk, according to the state. This bill would create stronger local rules to keep these lands safe from developments. The legislation also encourages the restoration of previously lost wetlands. The bill is currently under review by the Senate's Committee on Environment, Energy, and Transportation.
2 important bills about artificial intelligence have been passed by the Delaware House. One of them, House Bill 333, creates a group called the Delaware Artificial Intelligence Commission. This group will give advice on how to use AI across the state safely. Meanwhile, House Bill 353 will tackle the problem of deepfakes. If you don't know what those are fake videos or images created online, and they're introducing strong legal actions now to protect people's privacy against those deepfakes. Both bills are now moving to the Senate for discussion.
In traffic news, DelDOT will close Route 20 at Route 113 in Millsboro for a week. The closure begins on Monday at 7 a.m., so drivers should be aware of that. It's going to go from May 20th until 10 a.m. The closure is related to the North Millsboro Bypass project, and that project is building a 2-lane road north of Millsboro connecting Route 113 to Route 24.
Take a look at your screen right here and you can see 2 proposed hotels in Rehoboth Beach where the boardwalk meets the avenue. Grottoes wants to build on the north side where Dolly's was. And today the south side project, you see there, the Bellhaven Hotel, that was front of center. The future of the Rehoboth Beach skyline was up for debate, that massive Bellhaven Hotel taking center stage at the city's Planning Commission meeting. Joining us live in Rehoboth now is Coast TV News reporter Charles Reinert. Charles, this hotel is years in the making.
Maddie, this hotel is a big one. We are talking 114,000 square feet, over 90 hotel rooms, and even an underground parking garage. And it's all being proposed to be built right behind me here above the Candy Kitchen, right here on the corner of the boardwalk. Now, today, city commissioners looked over preliminary site plans for this massive project. The hotel is a passion of the people looking to build it, the Papa John family, as their family owned the old Bellhaven Hotel way back in the 1930s. Now, here on the board, it was right here on the boardwalk back then. The city has been reviewing these plans for a long time now, since 2019, and this is not the first time the family has come forward with site plans. Now, nothing was voted on the meeting this afternoon, but commissioners did vote to push this forward to public hearing. That public hearing is scheduled to be sometime in early June. We'll have more as more information becomes available. I'm Charles Reiner in Rehoboth Beach, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Charles. Rough week? Why don't you cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV? You can subscribe to the Coast TV Feel Good Friday newsletter. All you've got to do is scan the QR code on your screen right now. That newsletter has personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more, all set straight to your inbox each Friday morning.
We have a lot more news to get to this evening.
The Cape May Lewes ferry schedule, it's changing tomorrow due to some maintenance issues. Know which sailings are affected and how it impacts your travel plans.
And if you have plans for tomorrow, here's a look at your day part forecast for tomorrow. We're looking for that rain to cut off by noontime, but we're watching out for another wave of rain that's headed our way for tonight. More about that coming up.
First, the Stokely Center in Georgetown is getting a floral facelift. How you can be a part of what will be a vibrant initiative. We're back in just 60 seconds.
Play new Cash Pop from the Maryland Lottery. Just pick a number from 1 to 15 for a chance to win cash, like the $2,500 top prize. Woo! Cash Pop. Cash Pop. Put a little pop in your day.
Trying to quit tobacco is frustrating. You feel lost. You've tried several times. Yet everywhere you turn, there are triggers pulling you back in. But there is a way out. The Delaware Quit Line. We can help get you on a path to living tobacco-free with free counseling, cessation aids, and medications. Let us help you quit for good.
Hard workers need tough gear. Vernon Powell has the toughest and most comfortable workwear in the business. Work boots that work hard, like Timberland Pro, Carolina, and Red Wing, to Carhartt and Darn Tough socks. Only at Vernon Powell in Salisbury and Rehoboth.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
Wildflowers are soon going to be planted in large patches of ground at the Stokely Center in Georgetown.
Our meteorologist Alex Seymour looked into why these wildflowers are being planted and how you can get involved.
Sorghum sways in a breeze in a drainage area on the grounds of the Stokely Center, a care center for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities located in Georgetown. This field is just one of many locations on the grounds of the Stokely Center that will soon have thousands of native wildflowers planted.
Stokely Center sits there right on Cowbridge Branch, and any fertilizers or road trash or anything would just normally go straight into the stream unless you had buffers. So this place, they've asked for flower buffers.
These wildflowers, which currently sit in a greenhouse waiting to be planted, will develop deep roots, helping to filter any runoff. The Center for the Inland Bays, along with the Georgetown Public Library, are asking for volunteers to assist with the planting of these thousands of flowers.
We're hoping to engage the community with volunteering for this event because this is one of those few hands-on activities that people can participate in take a little bit of knowledge home with them about what plants might be native and what might be appropriate to their own yard, as well as further understand the importance of best practices in the watershed to help with stormwater and nutrient pollution.
The wildflower plantings are just one phase of a much larger environmental project that has taken place on the grounds at the Stokely Center. Previously, islands of native trees and shrubs were planted near their solar field, and thousands of trees were planted as part of the Trees for Every Delawarean initiative. The native wildflower planting event will be held here at the Stokely Center in Georgetown from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. on Saturday. They do ask that you dress for the weather, bring your favorite gardening gloves, and a hand trowel to help out with the planting. I'm meteorologist Alex Seymour in Georgetown, Coast TV News.
Appreciate that, Alex. Listen, if you're going to go golfing, and I know you're going to do it because you don't care if it's going to rain, so here's the deal. Because some golfers finally called me out on this on email. Don't go golf in the morning, but if you go golf in the lunchtime or afternoon, it's going to be fair by then. But in the morning, not so good. So I'm only being positive this time to all of my new golf buddies.
Discover your next vehicle at the car store. From performance to luxury, you'll find it all at unbeatable prices. The Car Store, where journeys begin and savings never end. TheCarStoreOnline.com.
Every day, Washington politicians let the border crisis continue and do nothing. They fail the American people. Open border Democrats and status quo Republicans are both to blame. We need common sense leaders with the guts to get it done.
Typical D.C. politicians play politics instead of solving the problem. As governor, we fought sanctuary cities. Enough is enough. Secure the border immediately. I'm Larry Hogan, and I approve this message. In the Senate, I'll fight to keep our communities safe.
Get always on, always fast internet from Extreme and get a $100 credit. Plus, add the Xumo Stream Box and get all the top apps in one place and over 300 free channels with the Xumo Play app. That's a huge added value. Get the ultimate streaming experience with download speed options up to 1 gig and whole home Wi-Fi 360 Pro. Internet and Wi-Fi packages start as low as $29.99 a month for a year. Call now to claim your $100 credit and add your Xumo Stream Box. Call 844-EXTREME-2.
Life. Just when you think you've got it made, you've got another thing coming. To which we say, bring it on. Your heart needs a hand? We've got hands committed to saving hundreds of hearts each year. You're facing a storm? Hey, storm, is that all you got? Because we've got more. More ways to help, to provide hope, with a commitment to your health that runs deep.
Looking for the perfect ride? Welcome to the Truck Store. You'll find the right truck at the right price right now. We are Delmarva's premier pre-owned truck outlet. So get to the Truck Store now and find your perfect ride. MyTruckStoreOnline.com.
At Coastal Comfort, we know there's no place like home. That's why we're committed to ensuring total comfort for a totally happy home. As a premier Carrier Factory authorized dealer, we're dedicated to providing reliable service and the best savings. Like now, through the end of May, with purchase of a qualified Carrier system, you can instantly receive up to $1,900 off. You could also qualify for up to $2,000 in federal tax credit. Coastal Comfort, a Carrier Factory authorized dealer serving Maryland and Delaware. Carrier, turn to the experts.
We were quite fortunate to avoid the bullet of the severe storms thanks to what you see over my shoulder here. Thick cloud cover throughout most of the area during the heating of the afternoon, so we didn't get quite so warm, so we didn't have much to grab in order to form these storms, which was a good thing for us. Our Tendo's Casual Furniture camera in Laurel highlighting 66 degrees with winds out of the east 8 miles per hour, and will drop to 60 degrees by 9 o'clock tonight. There will be a coastal flood watch still active for us throughout Sussex County until 4 o'clock Saturday, meaning that we're watching out for some inundation connected to the high tides. Small craft advisory active along the shore for Sussex, watching out for 20-mile-per-hour winds here, and then 25-mile-per-hour winds from Ocean City down towards Chincoteague. So that's going to stay active until early Saturday morning. We have a low-pressure system to our south, and all this is going to drift more to the north, but we're seeing more active and more vibrant showers and thunderstorms with embedded cells throughout portions of Pennsylvania, Jersey, but escaping our neck of the woods. So we've downgraded from a level 2 down to a level 1, which means limited intensity, if any at all. And you know what? Notice this. Even the area of concern has changed from the entire peninsula to, half of Sussex and then to the south. And I wouldn't even sweat that, to be quite honest. You see, 10:30 with our rapid refresh model, we do see scattered showers over Long Neck at 10:30. The latest run is indicating by midnight, we could see some embedded cells over Willard, as well as Ocean Pines right near Ocean City. Then this model gets interesting at 2 o'clock in the morning for Seaford and along Highway 13. This looks rather aggressive, to be quite honest. And it's a possibility, but I think it's an outlier of a possibility. And it's going to move through quickly, even if that does form. Our severe threat has been downgraded to low for tornado and heavy rain. It's just not going to stick around long enough for that. But we have at least a moderate risk for the possibility of some wind damage. And then to the south, we want to pay attention to what's happening to us because we see scattered showers actually near Salisbury by 7 o'clock. Saturday's not going to be such a problem. Saturday, we start off 50 degrees, and Saturday's going to be the ideal time to get outside. In fact, if you're just dying to go golf, Saturday's going to be your pick day, by the way. Our gardening forecast, you won't need to water it for Friday, but you will need to water it on Saturday, but you won't need to water it on Sunday because more rain's coming on Sunday. Now, not much in the way of rain expected in our immediate future, just about a half inch or lower than that from now till Saturday. So that's a long stretch to even be concerned with weather. This is my biggest pet peeve or concern for tonight. And it's really early Friday morning at 1:30. We see this cell popping up with our latest model run near Georgetown. If that's true, then at 1:30, everybody in Georgetown is going to wake up to thunder and rumbling and all that kind of stuff. We're still going to have to approach that from a wait-and-see standpoint, and then we're looking pretty good for the rest of the days. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling extended forecast.
If you're using the Cape May Lewes ferry tomorrow, be aware of the travel advisory the ferry released due to a maintenance issue with one of their boats. Officials are adjusting some of the sailing schedules. So listen up right here. Affected sailings include the 8:30 a.m. and 12 p.m. from Cape May and the 10:15 a.m. and 1:45 p.m. from Lewes. If you have reservations, expect an email or a text update.
Fly away to Dover in 2 weeks as more performances have been announced for the first state air show. Planes and jets P-51 Quicksilver, Randy Ball MiG-17, and two-ship F-15C are performing. It's free and open to the public. That's happening May 18th and 19th. Performances start at 11:30.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
In episode 3 of season 2 of Into the Trenches on DSN at 7:30 tonight, Delmar football is bouncing back in week 2 and 3. We'll also meet a Delmar superfan. Here's a sneak peek.
I can't think of any other school where it's so close to the sidelines.
The weekend of football in the first state continues tonight.
He's one of those Delmar fans that's not maybe a native, but he's the real thing.
I wish that I had had somebody mentor me like he mentored these boys.
To college softball, Smyrna alum and graduate student with Salisbury, Abby Mace, leads all Division III softball in home runs. And starting tomorrow, she's hoping to drive the Seagulls to their 22nd conference tournament title. This comes after Christopher Newport ended the Seagulls' 29-game winning streak last weekend.
I think going into those games, we felt a lot of pressure, and we weren't able to channel that pressure into a positive. And I think, after we lost those 2 games, we really just kind of reset that the pressure is a privilege. And so I think going into this weekend, it's a privilege that we get to go back there and we have the chance to beat them for the conference championship on their home field.
Salisbury softball takes on Mary Washington tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the double elimination bracket. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night.
This summer, pack your bags and head to Ocean City, Maryland for free family fun all summer long.
watch beach movies, build sandcastles, and gaze at colorful kites, all completely free. Bust a move from the beach to the bay with beach dance parties, Sunset Park party nights, and Sundays in the park with fireworks, all completely free. Enjoy arts and crafts, discover Ocean City's history, and be in awe of acrobatic stunts at the circus, all completely free. So get going. Family memories are waiting to be made in Ocean City, Maryland. Plan your trip now at OCOcean.com.
WRDE First Alert Weather, brought to you by Ocean City, Maryland.
Game for winning? Visit Ocean Downs for Derby-opoly. Earn points for game piece tickets plus finalist entries. Collect game pieces to win prizes. If there's no grand prize game board winner, someone will race off with $15,000 cash. Ocean Downs Casino, where the fun shines.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can do all your favorite beach activities, like spike ball, whitewater rafting, shrimp boils, wade fishing, or hanging with the locals. You can say that again.
Check out the all-new, fully redesigned 24 Tacoma. Or get low 3.99 APR for 72 months on a full-size hybrid Tundra.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
Jenny was playing in the yard. A large Rottweiler from the neighborhood 2 streets over got loose. It came running up to Jenny, snarling and baring its teeth. It chomped down on her arm and started dragging her away. Luckily, her mom was looking out the window and was able to intervene, but Jenny was scarred for life. Her mom knew who to call for legal help with a dog bite lawsuit case, and now you do too. Tip the scales of justice in your favor. Call Schwartz & Schwartz today.
Social Security and Medicare aren't just handed to us.
We've earned them, hour by hour, day by day,
paycheck by paycheck.
They aren't plans, they're a promise.
Made to every American.
Every American.
And we're not gonna let anyone
break it.
Break it.
Break it.
Neither will I.
And you can consider that a promise too. David Trone will stand up to Republicans looking to strip the safety net seniors depend on. And there's no backing down.
I'm David Trone, and I approve this message.
Delmarva's Classic Rock, Big 107.7.
Unlike other areas, to our south in Ocean City, for example, they saw a little more in the way of sunshine, a little more active as far as the snow, the winds are concerned. Now, coastal flood watch is still active for all of Sussex, along with the small craft advisory along the shore. So you want to be mindful of that, how breezy it's going to be, even from Ocean City down towards Chincoteague. Be sure you call our telephone line at 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by Baird, Mandela's, Brockstedt, and Federico. And here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast.
Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
We'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.